Oh, here, I'll give you Booth's third lap guide, and we'll try not to end up on the asses of these guys while we're doing it. But get your setup as good as possible so that you're on the gas early through this last chicane, be in third gear and on the left-hand side. And then you're watching for the pit lines up in front here.
Closer. The gap's now 1.6.
And you kind of use the bend in the pit line as your braking indicator. Be over on the left. Brake as you come into that little bend on the pit line. Get yourself into first gear. Turn in as late as possible so that you can get on the gas. Go wide as shit. Bring it back in, back down to third gear. There's a little tent deal off the left over there. You're kind of gassing towards it, that little blue thing there. And then down into second in the Mercedes. You probably go first in most cars. Swing it back around. You might need a little dab or a little lift to get through that little chicane just to get the turn in, depending on your setup. Called the Nordschleife prototype. Now you come through here, second gear, drop down into first, and gas yourself out. You don't necessarily have to use first, but I like to there. Don't go too wide onto that side and just stay in third gear through this. You can cut a lot of the inside apex, but that green strip on the right-hand side will throw out X's if you're anywhere past it. This one here, you got lots of exit. Just make sure you're gassing out, staying in third through that whole section. This chicane, we're going to take in third gear. So we'll watch for the 50 sign on the right-hand side, drop ourselves down. You can kind of hit it in fourth when it's sticky, but third gear away. And then we're going to drop into second as we come into this turn. This is kind of a technical bit. Stay to the left a little bit so you can dodge to the right. It'll let your car swing a bit, and you can come through that at slightly higher pace. Try to mat it through here. I'm too wide, so I can't, but if you get the turn in right, you can mat it through there. It's also a little bit hot still, 36 degrees. I've been told the track's going to come down into the 20s. Third gear through all of this stuff here, pretty easy. Do a little lift in, modulation on the throttle. Sometimes a brake in here just to get the car to turn in. Merc is a understeery bugger. Braking through here, second or third depending on your speed through. I'm just going to stay over.
Car on your left. You're clear left.
He has a better run, so we'll let him by. He was coming up on us. Rather than have Tyson next to us through here, we'll just let him go.
Ahead is now 0.6.
See if we can catch his draft now. Because he is a little quicker than us too anyways. Now through there, you notice we just lifted fifth gear, apex, gassed all the way through, just kind of wandering and flirting with the apexes as you come through this area. This is a lift to the bottom of 6, then just get back on the gas. Brake at the change in asphalt texture, down to second or third gear depending on the car. Keep it nice and tight, gas your way out. Choose a line through this downhill and just straight line through it. It's very simple. A little bit of a bounce here, but don't worry about it. Usually that's where I'm shifting. It depends on the car again. But most cars right about there. That sign, just do a little dab on the brakes. Put yourself in fifth, get yourself as far to the left as you can to then come back to the right. It's all going to depend on stability. Second gear as you come through here. I'm a little bit wide. You should be in there, not in first. And that was a bad exit. But hey, you know what? I'm full of bad exits. Aiming for the fence up here. Just going to get a little bit of brake just to make sure we settle the front end in. As we come through the corner, some cars you don't really have to, you can just lift. Third or second, depending on your line through there again. This is going to be a second-hand corner. Apex as late as possible so that you can have a lot of speed on the exit. Those cars in front of us are tight because James is defending. Curbs are Monica. Yes. Hi, Maro. And this is hit-miss. So you miss the first apex as you trail brake in, then gas that apex, and then miss this apex and come out. I kind of missed the hit apex a bit. I'm a little bit wide on the right side there, but that's okay. We'll just pull it back down. First gear, usually you can do that in second if you're a little bit wider. For the hairpin area, but I screwed up the intro. This is a repeat of the last corner, just wider. And this is the first of that, like we said, how the back half repeats. That's what this is doing. A little bit of watching on the throttle because there's a bump right there. You didn't really see it that time because I lifted, but if you don't lift, you will spin the car. You don't have to lift fully, but lift a bit. Matted through here, the black sign is the brake indicator, down into third gear wide. On entry, I apexed too early. Fuck, that's gonna fuck me up really bad. Ah, I lost all my speed. That's a really important corner. Talking through that one's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you apex late, you should be in third gear pushing wide, and then you just slowly miss these apexes so that you're lined up on the right side. Come through here. Apex this one. Don't apex the next one. Looks like somebody fucked up there. I didn't lose them as much as I thought I would. This, I'm just going to do a lift and fifth and a gas. Depending on your line through here, you got to hit the curb on the left-hand side, and you can actually go through here without lifting. We're going to lift a bit because we ate some curb, but that's okay. Back on the brakes, down to second gear, bring it back in tight. Push it back wide.
You're reeling.
There's a little white thing on the
gap
fence
is
up here. Aim for
1.9.
that, and you're coming in from the left-hand side, or from the right to the left, sorry. So you're in like that. You can see a little white thing on the fence over there. And then you come out, aim for the point of the concrete change, over to the left-hand side, and then kind of right-left through here. And then repeat, but tighter, and go the other way. Left-right. Down to third, stay in third. This is a harder corner, but yeah, as long as you're at the right speed, you gas through. Plenty of straight line speed. Here you don't really need to brake, just a little lift will do, and sometimes the setup will let you and temperature not have to lift. You can do this in third or fourth. Be comfortable however you are. I'm slow in talking. Third, push wide, there's lots of track out. Back down to third. As you hit the middle of this corner, get back on the gas, use that curb. Third gear, use the curb. Third gear, don't use the curb. There's a little bit of track out, but don't hit that curb. Same thing here, don't hit the curbs, just be smooth through, second or third, whatever you're comfortable on. Aim for that fence,
Keep your wits about you, mate.
come back in, brake after the drop. Stay on the right-hand side so that you can stay on the gas all the way through here. Use the track out. Try not to hit this inside curb. See, he's losing speed because he hit the curbs. Straight line speed, just like that downhill earlier, and you're out. And if you notice, those sections all look repeating. Now you go a little bit wide. You can come down into fourth later, but I'm kind of afraid of the guy in front of me. Down to third. Second for this, unless it's cold. Then yes, you can hit it in third, but it's danger zone. Now, as long as we have a good exit here, we should be able to take James. Little dab on the brakes just to get the car to turn in. Lifting over the crest of this hill and gas out. Really important that you gas out because this is a straight, right? Using as much draft as possible. I don't think we're going to catch him, and they're all grouped up anyways, so I don't think I really want to be honest with you. I think we'll probably back off from this mess. Alright, and yeah. Coming into here, you just fucking matter, as a rule. Oh my god, Ola, Tyson, and Nikki. Oh no. Usually you would brake a little bit later, into third or second, depending on your preference through here. Gassing out, and again, having good speed for the straight. That's your lap, bros. With, you know, a couple mistakes on my part, but at least the words were mostly there. And it wasn't that bad of a lap, really. 8:04.
P7. That's your quickest lap in this session.